about it and was like, hey guys,
It's always live from Google.
it's episode
do an online
46 of Nuts and Bolts, and we broadcast this live. And I even said in the post, like, if you this is a thing you would be interested in watching live, you can. I don't know why you would want to, but that option is there.
I'm glad I'm keeping our tradition of live of me over-talking the intro, David.
That's okay. I don't mind. We decided this week to throw Dustin a bone because he usually sits there and chimes in with non-relevant information on the podcast.
That's what I do. And this
So
time
we decided to talk,
I was thrown a duck bone.
Yeah, we're literally talking about the only thing Dustin is an expert in.
Duck boners.
Duck boners.
Which are fantastic.
Oh yeah, I did post the duck penis video on the Geekenstein Facebook page. That was a thing that happened.
Why?
I could not because I discovered Garfunkel and Oates over the weekend.
You just now discovered them.
Well, like, because they have that IFC show coming out, and I kept seeing previews, and I'm like, fuck it, let's see what they're all about, because I know they're a musical comedy duo. I just never heard any of their shit. So my girlfriend and I watched one of their specials and the sneak preview episode, both of which were fantastic, and one of the things in the comedy special was the Sex with the Duck song. And I'm like, this needs to go in promotion for our duck episode of Nuts and Bolts. And then I also sent it to my friend at work because he's weird and I thought he would find it funny. And in response, he sent me the duck penis video. So I saw that and I was like, this needs to be posted on Facebook. It shouldn't be posted on Facebook. No one needs to watch this video. But it needs to be on there so people can do that to themselves if they so desire.
So I made the right decision.
No. You need to see it. You need to see it. Yes, corkscrew penis, opposite corkscrew vagina, test tube, penises filling test tubes, rocket penises.
The way that they evolved to become less rapey and then evolved to become more rapey again.
Yes. Instead of just having consensual sex, the male ducks evolved to make their penises more suited for rape.
God. It's horrible.
And then the female duck vaginas evolved to have secret compartments to hide where the actual eggs are stored.
It's a fucking maze, and it's wonderful.
And this was all happening during the time I was reading the very racist part of One Piece that came out of nowhere.
Was there ducks in One Piece?
There are always ducks in One Piece. There's everything in One Piece.
Wasn't one of the ships have a duck on the top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me at all, actually.
One Piece is X-Men, but with pirates.
Oh.
Yeah, you think, like, oh, here, a couple people have eaten the fruit that give you crazy magical powers. It's like, no, almost everyone in the One Piece universe has eaten the secret fruit that have given you crazy magical powers, so it's fucking X-Men, but with pirates, which makes it really fucking awesome, because pirates are great.
It would be really boring if there were only, like, 5 of them, right?
Well, I mean, they could have there were other enemies without, like they fought the fish people, which were just super strong. They didn't have to eat special fruit.
But they were fish people, so...
Yeah, they were fish people. I don't know, it's a weird-ass universe, and it's fun. One Piece is way better than I ever thought it was.
I could just have this clown guy, but what if he could be chopped up all the time, too? That'd be cool.
Yeah. That is also a very, very violent property that I did not realize, because my first exposure to One Piece was the awful American dub. Made for children. I still think that theme song is weirdly awesome in a terrible, terrible way, but...
Goggle, goggle!
Was it done by 4 Kids? By any chance?
It was done by 4 Kids.
Of course it was done by 4 Kids.
Of course.
All bad dubs are done by 4 Kids, even when they're not.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched it, and I just remember thinking about it, and, like, that theme song, it's very 4 Kids-ish. And
the 4 Kids took out all the blood. They replaced all of the guns. Either they just took them out of the frames, or they replaced them with like squirt guns. They took out anytime someone got like cut by something, it was just taken out and they just look hurt. And they took black people and made them white.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's not even the worst thing they did though, David.
What was the worst thing that they did?
How does
No,
it
the
get
worst
worse?
thing they did was when they edited out so many things of an episode that they couldn't actually call it an episode anymore. They just mashed it together with another episode.
Oh, great.
There were some episodes of the 4Kids dub that covered 6 to 7 episodes of the actual anime.
Oh Jesus, really?
Yeah,
So they made it Dragon Ball Z.
Pretty much.
no, they made it. They made their own Dragon Ball Z Kai.
This
only
is
like-
why I'm glad. We need to save this for the anime episode, but this is why I'm glad that when I decided to get into Naruto and One Piece and all of this, and Fairy Tail and all of this bullshit, I'm reading it, so it takes me like a week to get through what took people like 6 weeks of doing nothing but watching anime.
But you haven't yet seen my final form.
We're
Are you
not
gonna
talking about
say that-
Dragon Ball Z. We're talking about Ducks.
That happens in One Piece too.
That's true. We should start this off by talking about the Mighty Ducks cartoon TV show.
Ah,
Because I
yeah.
don't know. I'm gonna do research while we discuss this. But I don't know who the fuck thought it was a good idea to make a Mighty Ducks cartoon and make it about anthropomorphic crime-fighting ducks that also played hockey.
Disney.
Ducks were very popular on their Disney afternoon.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales.
Yeah, it was kind of just the thing you did.
This aired on ABC.
But
in
it's like
the afternoon of fall 1996.
Mighty Ducks. It's like that's a sports team that is.
Right.
So I mean, the movies, yeah, it was like loosely based around the sports team, and then it's like that's what they decided to turn into ducks and make a cartoon out of, because like they published that, didn't they? Wasn't those Disney movies?
There is a very detailed Wikipedia page about the Mighty Ducks, the animated series, but it does
Hell yeah,
not
there
tell you why the fuck they decided to make a Mighty Ducks animated series that
Because
had
it's-
nothing to do with the hockey team.
Because it's awesome, maybe? Because the world needs a cartoon where there are guns that shoot flaming hockey pucks?
They lived on Puck World.
Of course
Because
they did.
apparently if they lived on Duck World, it would be a Howard the Duck lawsuit.
Yes, there would be.
It's
The
like
main
it just-
character's name is Wild Wing Flashblade.
Wild Wing Flashblade. It combines the like two big things from the 90s, which was copying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and being like weirdly obsessed with alternative sports.
Whoa! When the fuck has hockey been an alternative sport?
Well, I mean, it's not as big as like basketball and like football and stuff.
Holy shit! Well, that's just because we live. Well, I live in the South, so that's why it's not big here. But if you
I
go to
mean,
like northern states or
street
Canada,
hockey
it's fucking
is a
huge.
thing.
I mean,
Did you,
David,
Did you-
where did for a few years they were televising hockey games on the Outdoor Network. Like they didn't have a deal to. That was the best deal they could get. So it's a pretty niche sport.
oh my God! Do you know who was the main character on the Mighty Ducks TV show? Ian Ziering, aka the guy from Sharknado.
Really?
Also,
That's
you know
great.
who was the female lead on the Mighty Ducks team? Jennifer Hale.
Huh.
Brad Garrett was on this show. What the fuck?
Of course.
There's high quality. That's for sure. Like who were the bad guys on that show? It's like
Frank Welker, Clancy Brown, Tim Curry.
No, I mean like their actual like duck names.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Lord Dragonis.
Siege, Chameleon, Wraith, Hunter Drones, Dr. Droid, Astaroth, Falcone, Lucretia Decoy. I remember Lucretia.
Generic 90s villains.
Daddy
O'Cool.
O'Cool. Daddy O'Cool.
A D4 beat poet who is into monster trucks. What does that even mean?
Baron von Lickenstamp.
Wait, are you sure you're not like reading like fan drawings on DeviantArt? Because
No,
it's like
man.
made up crap, and it's like I don't remember any of that from watching.
Yeah.
Mondo
David Hyde
Man.
Pierce was Baron von Lichtenstamp, aka Niles from Frasier.
And Mondo Man was
Holy
voiced by
shit.
Eddie Deason.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Eddie Deason is?
Remind me.
I'm reminding myself.
He was in Kim Possible. Grease. It was in both Grease movies.
Yeah, that's probably why.
He was in Laser Blast.
Okay, no, that's probably why I know him. All right.
He was in fucking Laser Blast.
I think I just
AKA
like
a
to say
fantastic episode of MST3K.
3
Was
stars.
he the guy with the laser blast arm?
I doubt it.
No,
no,
he
he
was
was
not.
man.
That is something I have not gone back to, and I do not plan to go back to the Mighty Ducks TV show.
I was half joking in my enthusiasm for this cartoon, but now I'm not anymore. This is like He-Man
I
in the
feel like I
Masters
have
universe
to.
from my childhood.
Yeah, like I feel like I have to. I feel like it's going to be terrible, but in a way like if you go back and watch He-Man or something, like this is fucking awful, but there's something oddly compelling and I have to keep watching.
The one thing I remember right now that's sticking out of my mind is that the female nerd character's voice was one of the most annoying things I could possibly imagine.
When are they not?
Cartoon. I was gonna say that sounds like a cartoon.
She screamed all her lines, and it was just like in a high-pitched, squealy voice. It was amazing.
Oh, there's an episode called Dungeons and Ducks where they
Of
go
course
they're
there is.
teleported into a magical world. There's only 26 episodes. I feel like this thing ran for forever, and there's only 26 episodes.
They
They had a
reran it
shit
forever.
They had a shit ton of action figures. Like I used to have like their big like Duck One, I think it was called, like their ship. And
Yeah,
it was, like,
the
with
Duck
a big
One.
beak with wings.
I
was
had the-
actually
No,
pretty
the
cool.
Duck one was the supercomputer. You're thinking of the Arrow Wing.
Arrow, that's it.
I had the Burger King toys that were just like pucks that you
With
flew around the wood, and they were just sitting in the middle of them.
Yeah,
It was just like giant hunks of plastic.
Duck torso sticking out of hockey pucks.
Right. I had a bunch of those.
God damn it.
I used to have those too, and I actually tried playing hockey with them, and then got upset when I broke the duck off.
Yeah, that would
Oh, you
definitely
must have
happen.
been heartbroken when you broke a duck.
I did cry.
How old were you? Like 20?
Yeah, this was a couple years. No, I was like 15 maybe.
Okay, still
So
not
much
great.
better.
Still not great. Yeah, so that's our first duck property, is that the Mighty Ducks cartoon was a thing that existed, and it's interactive video game at Disney Quest is fucking batshit crazy, and in not a good way. It doesn't make any sense and is incredibly difficult to play.
It's so ill-defined, like its relation to the cartoon. Even it's just here's Wild Wing in one part, and there's gonna be a bunch of logos around here. Like I feel like it was designed before
the hockey puck, and you have to get into the goal, and so there's like 30 hockey pucks bashing into each other, and goalies do things.
Ah. Did the Mighty Ducks ever have a video game?
I don't know. I'm still on the page. I doubt it.
No, I don't think so.
No, just a home video release. It won an Emmy for sound editing. A daytime Emmy, sorry, a daytime Emmy.
Oh, okay, good. Those don't count.
I found a great page on Wikipedia, friends.
The series most recently aired on Toon Disney, but was removed from the schedules in November 2004. That is not recently aired. that is about. Is it?
10 years
If you're a desperate fan,
Yeah,
hoping
that is.
and praying that it comes back, then it is pretty recent.
It says, but the time between when it aired the first time and when it aired on Toon Disney is longer between the time when it aired on Toon Disney and now. Like, it was 8 years from when it first aired for when they re-aired it, and it's been 10 years since they re-aired it.
I love Wikipedia, guys.
List of anthropomorphic animal superheroes.
Oh, yay.
Of course.
That'll take us right to Duckman, though.
I actually managed to find a Wikipedia page that has a list of fictional ducks.
What?
Yeah,
Link that in the chat.
I will do that.
Because we definitely have to talk about Duckman before we get into the really awesome
good.
ducks.
I don't think I know what a Duckman is. And that
Wait.
surprises me.
You never seen Duckman?
I don't think. Wait, Duckman?
The sitcom? Jason Alexander?
No, but that's one of Howard's, like, aliases.
No. Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
sure, but it's like
He's also gone as, like, Duck Boy and, like, Duck Knight Detective.
Duckman was an adult animated sitcom starring a duck. How have you not seen Duckman? You're Mr. Duck.
Oh
Mr.
no.
Duckman was really good.
All that's coming to my mind right now is Greg the Bunny. Is it like that? With like
No,
a
it's
duck
a
that like,
cartoon.
interacts with humans?
No, he interacts with
That was
the
on
pig
Muppet.
and living plushes that he kills every week.
The fuck? How have I've never heard of Duckman outside of Howard the Duck.
That's crazy. What is wrong with you?
Everything. Okay,
You
I've
need to go.
seen.
That's your homework. You need to go watch Duckman.
Okay, I've seen Duckman before, but I've never watched it because I guess like when I've seen it like on TV when I was like younger, I didn't know that was a duck because it does not really look like a duck. It looks like a chicken.
Oh, here, let me go to list of fictional ducks in animation. A further Wikipedia list about fake ducks.
We have like 20 lists open at this point.
There are a lot of ducks.
They really are.
Oh, and Duckman was created by, or it was animated by Klasky Chupo, the people who did Rugrats and all of those awful animated shows. Rugrats wasn't a bad show. It just its animation was garbage.
Yeah.
That's why Duckman looks like shit.
Yep, pretty much. But you can get past it.
No, I can't. He looks like a chicken.
You know a bad duck show? Duckula. Count Duckula.
That's really bad.
Yeah, Duckula's awful.
I somehow never saw that.
You never saw Duckula?
No.
I have not seen this one either.
I heard
Don't.
about it a lot.
Don't.
I heard about it all the time when I was a kid, but I was like, I somehow missed it. I probably would have watched it if it came up on TV sometime.
Go ahead and go back and watch Duckman, but yeah, don't watch Duckula.
So, David, how exactly do people watch this live? Because I have a couple people like messaging me that they cannot figure it out.
I don't
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
the-
I guess.
This is actually on YouTube.
On the Geekenstein channel, yes.
Why wasn't that shared on the Facebook then?
I don't know.
I am doing other things, like reading about fictional ducks,
Because it's Google Plus. You should know that no one knows.
putting
how
pants
this shit
on.
works.
Send
Or
them
not.
to the...
Pants are hard.
Yeah, see here, I found it. We are totally, and I named it after the best song about ducks.
And what song would that be?
Oh God, I can hear you talking to me in the video. Okay, that's closed now. The link is in the chat. Send them the link. I think we can actually get questions, so I'll figure that out while we continue to talk about ducks.
Yes.
Why don't we talk about something?
Like into the hangout, more people.
No. We can get like.
Wait,
I don't know.
why is Dustin in there twice?
I don't know why Dustin is in here twice.
I'm in here twice.
Here's
The
a
second one
Q&A.
isn't doing anything. The guy.
The second one is just staring at us.
Oh, I have to turn Q&A on before we do stuff. Oh well.
I don't know
Anyway,
why I'm down there. It's
yeah, I don't know either. That doesn't matter. So why don't we talk about Darkwing Duck?
a good show.
Is that really all you have to say about Darkwing Duck, Dustin? Really?
I might
Pair of the
actually,
slaps of the night.
I might actually like it more than DuckTales. Actually,
I might actually agree with you because Darkwing Duck is awesome.
he's a superhero that doesn't come off as a superhero, which is like a more realistic take on actually being a superhero. He's not like a millionaire. He's not. Well, he's a duck. He's just kind of like an everyday Joe who tries his best to fight evil, and sometimes he wins, but most times it's him failing somewhat and trying to take care of his niece. What's her
Yes.
name again?
Her name, really? It's Gosalyn.
Goslin. I was gonna say like
Gosalyn Mallard.
I was gonna say Gasolin, but that wasn't
But
right.
but still, I mean, Darkwing Duck is awesome and all, but Launchpad McQuack is where the real star power is.
And he's not the same one from DuckTales,
Well, he's the same character.
but not in the same universe. It's not like Scrooge's, Fly Boy.
Right. It's the
going
same.
there.
It is the same character, but it's not like it's crossed over or anything.
Yeah.
Because Launchpad does stuff with the Duck Gang, and then he all does different things. It's a different. It's like, I don't know. It's like Earth 2.
Yeah, it's like an
Earth 2 Launchpad.
alternate reality.
Because the Duck universe is not big enough for a Batman parody and adventuring ducks.
Technically, it is. It is still considered the Duck universe.
It's just very
Duckville
confusing.
universe. It is.
They had a robot duck. I always remember that.
Gizmo?
I think that was one DuckTales.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
they had a robot
Gizmo-
duck.
He was
Gizmo-
on. Yeah, he was on Darkwing as well.
He was not in enough episodes. I always saw him in the theme song, and I watched DuckTales, and I was not a fan of DuckTales for the most part. I was more of a Darkwing Duck guy. So I got bored through all the DuckTales because there was never an episode with a robot duck in it.
Yeah, but Darkwing Duck had Negaduck, who was one of the best villains ever.
Man, it's been a while since I've watched it. I don't even
Why
remember
haven't
the hell
you?
that
Why,
is.
I feel like you should just be watching that like on repeat, like DuckTales, Darkwing Duck.
I used to do that, like that. I used to have like a 6 DVD changer thing, so like it would go through one DVD and then play the next, and it would just endlessly loop. And I would like put like the first and second season of Darkwing Duck in there. But the problem is, it's like it ends up being just background noise, and I don't pay attention to it.
You've
And-
seen it 30 times. You don't need to at this point.
Yeah, but my memory is not what it used to be. There's too many ducks to keep track of.
So Dustin,
Yes,
why do you
David.
love ducks so much?
Because they are the most human of all the Disney characters. They have real life struggles. Unlike Mickey Mouse, who has it
What-
easy.
What about Goofy and Max?
Yeah.
Goofy's just a dumbass.
Yeah, but he had to raise Max, who had to go to college and do things
And he
and
did it.
become a real boy.
Have you seen how rebellious Max is? He did a piss poor job raising that kid.
Not very rebellious. Max's friends are rebellious. Max just kind of sits there and is sad that he doesn't get the girl, and then he gets the girl, and then he doesn't have the girl again, so he has to get her again.
Okay,
He's
so
a skateboarder dude.
Yes.
which is rebellious
That's true.
and a troublemaker. And I don't think Goofy did all he could to, raise him the way it was. Who's his mom? We don't know.
We don't know.
No. So.
But she could be dead. And that just makes you a jerk.
It is a Disney production after all, right?
There's always
One of-
something horrifying
parents
sad
have
in
to
Disney
die.
productions.
No, one of the parents have to die. It's like every movie.
Is that true?
That is pretty
Yeah.
Disney to have a
Name-
parent die off screen. And
Name a
just-
Disney movie that has both parents happily alive at the end of the movie.
The Parent Trap.
No, because both of the parents are getting together because their other
Shit. Yeah.
spouse died.
Fuck.
Do you want live action or animated?
Whatever. Like, Dustin has just proved that it works for that too. So
Everything I'm thinking
Wow.
about doesn't have family units in it.
right, exactly. It's either they don't do it or they do it in the worst way possible.
Ah, fuck.
Are we including Disney Pixar?
No, I kind of think of
Well,
Pixar
I guess
as
the
its
only
own thing.
Pixar thing would be The Incredibles.
Or Up.
Up
No,
is
wait.
not. Who is the family in Up?
Okay, the old man wasn't,
Well, no. Even in Up, the old
His
man's
wife died. Like, everyone cries in Up because someone dies, and it is terribly sad. Dustin, how do you forget that?
The Incredibles is the exception that proves the rule.
Or Brave, I guess.
Yeah,
Haven't
I-
seen it.
that you're right about that one. She the mother is a bear for most of the film, though.
And it's pretty great. Brave isn't
Yeah.
a bad movie. It's not a great movie, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So in theory, her human self died, and her
No,
spirit
because she
became
turns
a bear,
back into a human.
but then comes back into a bear.
No, she
Yeah,
didn't die. She got magically transformed into a bear.
Okay, if a human being is here 1 second and suddenly
It's
there's a
magic.
bear,
Stop
that
trying to
human died.
Science. This is what happens when you try to put science into magic. You get midichlorians. Fucking stop it.
It's still exploring themes of that one of the parents isn't here anymore all of a sudden. So it's really on the edge of counting.
And if you're a kid and your parents not there, they might as well be dead because you're gonna get in trouble and you're not gonna know what to do. Especially in films.
That's why I laughed when I watched Frozen. Because the parents are just dead within 5 seconds due to some storm or whatever, and then no one cares. Whatever.
What about Tangled? Tangled. They're alive. They're happy.
They are. That's true.
They are. They totally are.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't remember if what's her face, Tatiana's parents from Princess and the Frog are alive because I haven't seen that movie in like 4 years. But
No, I think it's
anyone's
just the
ever seen
mother.
that movie.
I think it's just the mother.
Princess
I
and the
did.
Frog is really good.
Really?
Yeah, it was okay.
It's just great music.
It does have amazing music.
I need to see that and Frozen and Tangled.
You don't need to see Frozen.
Frozen's great. You should see Frozen.
Boo. I
Shut
boo
up.
you.
The song has just driven me away from it.
Yeah.
Where are you hearing the song?
It was on the fucking radio.
Why
It
are
was
you
like-
listening to the radio?
I usually don't, but it's like I hear people complaining about it on Facebook, and they're like, "It's on the radio." I'm like,
Why are you friends with
Bullshit.
people who listen to the radio?
Because everyone listens to the radio except for me.
No,
We
they
have
don't.
evolved past the point of needing to listen to the radio. We have these magical devices where we can put only the music we want to listen to on and just listen to that.
It's
Or if we're
amazing.
feeling adventurous, we listen to Pandora or something
But
where Dustin types in teenage emo band mix.
No, I don't do that.
Really? Really? What
No.
are your favorite bands, Dustin?
Motion City Soundtrack.
Teenage emo band.
No,
They're good. They're a good
that's not a teenage emo. They have the definition.
You like Alkaline Trio a lot, and that is like the definition of teenage emo band. They have a song about slitting your wrists and running into the streets crying.
Every one of their songs is that, but it's
Yeah,
but it's still post-punk.
every one of their songs is about that, except for Mercy Me, which is really good.
Emo, technically emotive hardcore, actually like predates all that shit.
I know it was invented by The Crow and Edward Scissorhands.
No, it was like Seattle post-hardcore
we
rock.
didn't have emo kids until The Crow and Edward Scissorhands.
No, we didn't have the term emo thrown around until we had Hawthorne Heights, and
Until
on MTV they were like, "Oh yeah, we're an emo band," and then that's where it all went downhill. And people are telling me there is no link on the YouTube to access.
I'm gonna find it.
I found it. I gave you a link in the chat.
I think that was when I was kicked out magically.
Well, click the chat button and go back in. But back to ducks. Let's
There's
talk
no
about
chat.
What is it? What is a duck?
Their hair. Wait, they're not hair. They're feathers.
No, let's talk about duck hair.
Duck hair. Woo.
Some of their penises have like little barbs and hairs on them.
So so DuckTales came back in a big way recently with DuckTales Remastered, remake of the amazing NES game, which people bitched about because it was too hard for them.
People bitched, really?
The DuckTales remake did not get very good review scores because people were like, they just remade the NES game with new visuals, and it's hard. It's like,
I thought it got bad review scores because they remade the NES game and then they added a bunch of slow-ass dialogue to it to destroy the pacing.
well, I don't mind that so much. Is they added a really fucking terrible tutorial level.
And also they were they were devoted to hiring back the actors that played the characters in the show without realizing that they're all very old.
They were
They don't sound
old.
very great anymore.
They were very old when DuckTales was on the air, so
They did a great job for what it was, but
Scrooge
I don't
McDuck
know.
sounded great, and so did Launchpad.
yeah. I don't know, man. It sounded kind of sad to me.
I don't care. DuckTales Remastered looks amazing, so...
The saddest part about that is knowing that that's going to be Alan Young's last performance. He
He's
voiced Scrooge.
92.
He's like, is he 92? I thought he was like
92 or
192.
94. He's not 100.
I kind of wish they would have just remixed the levels up a little bit, made a new game instead of just, oh, here's the old one.
Or give us DuckTales and DuckTales 2 Remastered.
I thought they
Yeah, that would have been better.
I thought they added a little more to the level.
They added a terrible tutorial level.
Yeah,
Well, no,
they added like cutscenes and shit.
But I thought they did more. Oh no, what they did, they
And
like
they made the moon theme sound horrible too.
didn't they like put in little places where you had to get more collectibles? So
They
you had to sort
did.
of go
I don't-
around the level.
Did the collectibles even do anything? I
I
think
had to,
don't
like,
remember.
get
I
them to
played
act
like
like
half an
cutscenes.
hour.
like I beat it and I don't really remember the collectibles doing anything. I think they
I
like
bought-
unlock concept art or something.
I bought a
Woo!
physical copy of DuckTales Remastered for the Disney pin inside.
The pin's hella sweet.
Just like I'm buying Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Remix because there's a pin included with it, and I need that. Also, I do really like Kingdom Hearts, but that pin, man, that pin. There's something else with Ducks, because Donald Duck is one of your main party members for all of the good Kingdom Hearts games, except for 3D, because Kingdom
how
Hearts
many
3D
Kingdom
is
Hearts
good.
games are there now?
I don't even know.
9?
It's like
I want
wanna-
to 9.
I want to
Why?
buy them all because I love Donald in them, but it's like there's so many now and they're
Donald-
like the same.
Donald's only a party member in 1 and 2.
Really?
And maybe the card game. I don't know. I did not play that one.
That doesn't count. That's not Kingdom Hearts.
It is Kingdom Hearts. If you say that that's not Kingdom Hearts, that means there are 2 Kingdom Hearts games.
I mean,
There's only
Yeah,
2 that
they're-
matter.
they're not real Kingdom Hearts games, but the story keeps going in those games too.
3D is technically a real Kingdom Hearts game because it actually continues the story and sets up 3.
I thought they all continue the story. Even the card game ones have like some little bullshit story in
I'm
them.
pretty
lot of
sure.
them
I
are
think
pretty
it goes Kingdom Hearts 1, the card game which sets up 2,
Right.
3D which sets up 3, and then everything else is back inside stories.
Why is that game?
Because you want to
series-
play as Roxas.
Why is that series so
Said
complicated?
no one ever.
That's not true. Roxas became a fucking badass when you stop playing it. Like Roxas becomes awesome, and then you never play as him again. Like
So
you
he,
spend
so he
2
never
hours.
becomes awesome.
You
That's what I'm getting
spend
from
2
that.
hours playing as Roxas, and you're like, "Where the fuck is Sora?" And then Roxas becomes really cool, and then you have to play as Sora again, and you're like, "Wait a minute, Sora kind of sucks."
That's pretty much the entire experience with Kingdom Hearts. It's just getting attached and then realizing, oh wait, this kind of sucks.
And then you go to the Tron world, and everything's great.
That is nice.
Kingdom Hearts 2 had some awesome worlds.
It also had
Steamboat
some
Willie?
shitty worlds. Yeah, the Steamboat Willie world's really cool. And then you have to go play a rhythm game for The Little Mermaid, and it's
That was
terrible.
kind of lame, yeah.
I remember seeing that and saying, "Yep, I'm glad we're not playing that game." Man,
Yeah, but where else are you going to run into the protagonists of Final Fantasy X2 but as Disney fairies?
hopefully nowhere. Hopefully, in my nightmares.
That sounds like just an iOS game that some Korean developer just threw together. It's like, let's just take these assets and those assets and make a game about them. And I mean, it works. I mean, the Final Fantasy characters and shit like interacting with Disney, but it's still weird, and I don't like it.
Is the Disney stuff even in the side games?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's still like mostly Disney stuff. And Traverse Town. Because for some reason you need to go to Traverse Town because it's such an important place in Kingdom Hearts.
I want those popsicles, man.
I found a recipe for those somewhere.
What?
Yeah, there's a whole video series about remaking food from video games.
That's great.
Yeah, I had it bookmarked for the longest time, and I looked at it, I'm like, I'm never gonna make these popsicles, and I got rid of it.
I'm looking it up right now.
Sea salt, they're sea salt ice cream. But Man, DuckTales is great. I do have a strong love for the DuckTales TV show. I watched so much of it as a kid.
I probably like it better now than I did back as a kid.
Oh yeah, I definitely do.
It was really slow when I was a kid, and I would rather just like tune over to Cartoon Network and be like, oh yeah, Batman's on, that's better.
Well, Batman is kind of better.
No.
Batman the animated
Batman doesn't have
series
ducks.
is really.
Batman totally has ducks. What are you even saying?
I feel like there are
Has
totally
penguins.
ducks.
Yeah, that's close enough.
They don't have the same penis. It's completely different.
Are there ducks in Batman?
What do penguin penises look like?
Are there ducks in Batman? The #1 search result, Darkwing Duck Wikipedia page.
Of course. If there hasn't been some like obscure villain that is a duck in Batman, I would be very disappointed.
Also,
In old school comic book writers.
we can totally talk about Duck Dodgers of the 23rd century.
That's actually a very good cartoon, and the game's pretty good too, if I recall correctly.
I don't know why Duck Dodgers was not a total pile of shit. Most of the time when they took Looney Tunes and did something else that was made past, like, the 80s, it was terrible, except for Space Jam.
Lunatics Unleashed.
Space Jam
Terrible,
was,
except for Space Jam.
yeah.
But Duck Dodgers was pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
In
Also-
1994, it was voted #4 of the 50 greatest cartoons of all time by members of the animation field. So there you go.
Wow.
Really?
Holy
#4.
shit.
We're talking about Duck Dodgers here.
Yeah.
That show is really
Wow.
good. I
That
remember
show
that
was
show being
really good.
good.
I feel, God damn it, Dustin, now I have to go rewatch all these stupid duck cartoons. Why did I bring this up as a topic to make you happy? I wanted to
Okay.
make you happy, damn it.
Because ducks. That's why.
There was a Batman villain named Zebra Man, but not
All
ducks
the
yet.
top searches were when Daffy Duck dressed up as Batman, Darkwing Duck, and then the Penguin Duck car vehicle thing.
There was also a Batman villain named Kite Man.
Did he get eaten by the Charlie Brown tree?
I don't know.
I don't know
Oh,
why
wait,
you guys
wait.
laughed that much at that. That was a really bad joke.
I thought that was funny. I'm sorry. I know where there are ducks in Batman. The Penguin submarine in the second Batman movie is a duck.
Yeah, it's a duck. That's right. See, that's what I was finding. The
There we
Penguin
go.
Duckmobile.
Wow. Huh. Why is it a duck?
Why not?
Because
movie's
penguin.
weird.
Because he's a
That
penguin.
movie's really weird. Rubber ducks, man.
Ducks go as much underwater as penguins do.
Yeah, but I can only imagine like them like outsourcing like a penguin submarine or boat or whatever it was, and then like it shows up, it's just like a parade float that's a duck, and they're like, well, we have to use it. We don't have time to like remake it.
I didn't realize how popular ducks were in media. There are a lot of fucking duck characters.
The best part, I have not seen like a bunch of like furry duck on duck action shit showing up on the internet.
You have not been going to the right places on the internet, my friend.
No, I stay off of DeviantArt as much as possible.
Well, that's why.
That's old Sonic the Hedgehog porn.
I think I once saw Knuckles like fisting Daisy
I mean, there
on there.
there is a duck in Sonic the Hedgehog, so.
I was having a
like the bomb?
conversation with one of my coworkers this morning on the way to work, because we carpool on the way to work, about this podcast we're recording right now. And he looked at me and he's like, "There's more than Donald in the Disney place. What's the female's duck name?" And he's like sitting there trying to lie, just looking at him. Daisy. Yeah, that's it. Right. Yeah, there's that picture on the internet where Knuckles the Echidna fists her. If someone ever said that to me, like, oh yeah, I don't think I could ever talk to that person again.
I now want to edit the like Daisy Duck Wikipedia page to say made famous by deviant art of Knuckles fisting her.
The artwork was very tastefully done, though.
Did she have duck boobs?
She did, but they were like pink, and it didn't make sense. Like
What?
her-
I don't want to talk about this anymore. This was a bad line of questioning.
Okay, I'm going to stop my mind from saying what I was just thinking.
It's like her nipple turned inside out and like came out of her boob.
What?
I don't know. It was art. I don't understand how these things work. Okay, picture a prolapsed rectum, but out of her nipple.
Whoa! Let's stop this. Let's talk about the Carl Barks Donald Duck comics, because those are fantastic and provide us with some of the best Donald Duck stuff.
That's like the worst segue ever.
Well, I wanted to talk about it, and we had to not talk about this anymore.
Well, I was describing something, so now everyone understands what the nipples look like. It had to be done.
No.
That was.
For science.
Are we done?
Carl Barks. Comic books. Good.
Man, those Donald Duck comics are. Has anyone else read them?
I
have-
read.
No.
I read the one that was about Inception after Inception came out.
I don't remember that one. But yeah, like I have it like printed out somewhere, and like I made like my own little book out of it because I can't afford like the actual book.
Yes, you can. If you'd stop buying Assassin's Creed collector's editions, you could totally buy all of the volumes of the Donald Duck comic books.
Yeah, but the last one, the guy had like a flag, and it was. That was.
I'm sorry.
They all have
he had a
flags.
flag. Like, really?
It was
That's what
cloth.
gets you hard is a flag.
It doesn't
Not
get me
like
hard, but it does do something. Like I can put a fan next to it and like it waves, and it's like real life. It's like I paid for this, and it's like real.
Hey guys, click the link in chat real quick.
Are you
You have
Are
to
you
be
going to
fast.
buy
You have to be fast.
2
why?
new collector's editions?
Oh wait, did you edit this? Where did you put it? Where did you put it?
First sentence.
Take girlfriend of Donald Duck made famous by deviant image of her being fisted. I am screen capping this
Do it.
to prove that it happened. Where? Oh shit! Where's my print screen? Print screen button.
Don't worry, I did it.
Going into Paint and pasting this. And this would totally be our featured image if Dustin and I didn't already figure out what the image for this week's podcast will be.
I'm just crying tears of happiness on the inside.
Because we have forever changed the landscape of Wikipedia and Daisy Duck. The internet, this will go down in internet history as being done by the worst website ever because they decided to ruin a classic Disney character by inserting one of the worst video game characters of all time into it.
It's okay.
making it about
4chan does
sex.
that all the time. I think technically this makes us worse than 4chan.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
Oh man.
I'm never gonna reload that page.
Oh, I totally forgot about the Quack Pack. Dude, the Quack Pack.
Don't. That's a bad road.
It wasn't that great.
It was not.
That was like Rugrats all grown up. But
No, man.
It was worse than that.
It
if I
was so
recall.
much worse.
it was so much worse, but I'm just comparing it to, like, let's age our characters up and make them hip, cool teens.
I
It's like-
watched a bit of that
Except
too
we
recently.
age Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and we make Daisy younger. Because that makes sense.
I mean, if she
Also
could hook
that-
up with Knuckles, I mean, anything's possible.
I'm gonna have to monitor this Wikipedia page to see how long it stays up.
Wasn't Donald like retired and like wearing like a Hawaiian shirt? He just
Yes.
kind of gave up on life. Did he even do anything in that show except like just be like the dad in the background that like?
No, they beat him up
complained.
all the time because he was the uncool dad.
Hmm.
It was awful.
How could
Donald.
Donald Duck be an uncool dad?
Well,
Because he
because-
wore a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, because stereotypes, yo.
Also, he's not their dad.
Who is their dad?
Uncle Donald.
They don't have a
Uncle
dad.
Scrooge.
Right,
In
exactly.
true Disney fashion, their dad's dead.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry, I forgot. I forgot what we were talking
Their
about.
dad is the secret love child between Darkwing and Negaduck.
I can see.
Dustin, you're not supposed to seriously mull that over in the tiny screen on the video.
There's probably fan fiction of that. So
Why, besides DuckTales, have there been any good duck-based video games?
there's Duck Dynasty games.
I said
Really?
good. I said good. And
There's
I
always
said
Duck Hunt.
duck-based.
There was
Hunt.
one. What the fuck was it called? And I have like the game here somewhere.
Duck Hunt doesn't count. You're killing
No.
ducks.
Duck Hunt so counts.
It kind of does
List-
count.
List of fictional ducks. Let's see. Ducks in comics.
Cold
ducks in
Shadow.
video games.
Cold Shadow was like the best duck game ever made.
There was a Deadly Duck game on the Atari.
Cold Shadow, I think that was it.
Cold Shadow? Or Colt Shadow?
Cold. Yeah,
Donald in Maui Mallard.
that was it. Yep. And it's like it's not really Donald. It's kind of
Oh, this
like
does look awesome.
it's kind of like the all grown up version of Donald with the Hawaiian shirt, and he's just kind of like a guy. He has like a little gun. He shoots things, and then like he turns into a ninja. And they don't really explain that, but he has a bow staff, and it's awesome.
The music was done by Michael Giacchino.
I actually didn't know that.
Do you own this game, Dustin?
I do. I have it like mint in the box somewhere around here.
Mint in the box?
I think.
Oh god, he's actually gonna look. Shit, what did I do?
I do. Okay, it's not mint, but it's in a box.
Wait, is that for the Game Boy?
No, it's like the PC version, which is somehow in a bigger box.
I like how it says only for Nintendo, and then it says platforms Genesis, Super Nintendo, Windows, and Game Boy.
It's an awesome game. I need to
Remember when
find
they
an
came out with
emulator.
a game where you fought things and it was still KA?
Yeah? When did they retire the KA rating? It like became E, didn't it?
No, they did that they did that all ages one that like the Sesame Street games were.
Well, no,
Uh,
KA ended in the mid '90s, and then they just had E for a while, and then they added it back in as E10 plus.
No, KA was not E10 plus. There's one below E. There's a softer rating than E.
That's EA. That's or EC, early childhood.
Yeah, that.
It has Duck Zombies, according to the...
But KA was between
Back.
E and T, just like E10 plus is.
Live every level like it's your last, 'cause it may be.
Ducks are great. I'm getting on the
Yeah,
duck
man.
wagon.
Quack, quack. Except what?
We'll get there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we have to talk about before we move on to our final topic and a half.
I mean, there's always the Aflac duck, but there's not much to say.
Except Aflac. That's
Yeah.
pretty much all to say.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like it's time to talk about Howard the Duck.
All right, cool.
And there will be mild spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy in this discussion.
What? But how? What do you mean, sir?
Yeah, exactly. So if you care a lot about that,
They already know.
You just
like,
spoiled it by saying
Yeah.
that.
Right.
I know. I
You
should have
shouldn't have said anything.
moved it appropriately, but I didn't.
There's redacted and redacted. That's what you should have said. Like,
Redacted and redacted.
that's the only way to not piss off the internet.
Oh,
Yeah,
whatever.
it was your
Redacted.
fault. You ruined that for all of us, Dustin. Like literally, it is 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday, the day the movie comes out, and Dustin posts a video. Holy shit, Howard the Duck is in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like
I
well,
didn't say that. I was just like, oh my
you
god,
said,
Howard the Duck.
Holy shit, Howard the Duck, and then the clip said Guardians of the Galaxy. It was like, oh.
When I saw that video, I shared it. It like said like spoiler alert and everything, and I expected that to show up when I shared it, but it didn't.
Ah.
Apparently. So
It's okay.
it's
It
okay.
wasn't. It's not that big of a deal.
Since when did people care about Howard the Duck? That's what I figured. It's like no one's ever
Howard the-
cared
okay,
about him.
Besides the movie, Howard the Duck is fucking awesome.
Most people who know him from the movie. Let's be honest here.
They think
That's
he's like
very
a joke character.
Well, most people know Spider-Man from the cartoons, not from and the movies, not the comic books. So,
Right.
like that's
So most people know Howard the Duck from that movie.
yes,
Yeah,
and
so they
most people have
instantly have bad memories with him, and they don't like Dustin. I almost
But
called him
why?
Dustin. They don't like
because
Howard.
Howard the Duck is a garbage movie.
But it's so fascinating.
It is a fascinating movie. There are like 2 interesting moments in it, and then the rest is hot street trash.
Do you know why it's a live-action movie?
Because George Lucas wanted to use special effects.
No. There's a better reason that I learned today while I was looking up and watching clips of it. Was there was a contract that he had with the studio that said he had to produce a live-action film.
Yes.
So he just took the script. Right, he took the script that was meant for a cartoon. It's like, yeah, we can just do that live action, whatever. Sure.
And it kind of worked.
It did. That's
Well,
how crazy it is.
The Howard the Duck suit it's not good, but it's not bad either. It's actually kind of impressive for the time. You got to remember this was several years before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Right.
But
You can totally say that that's character. It's not like Robot Monster or something where you just got a guy in a gorilla suit and a fishbowl.
I kind of wanted to see that movie though, just someone like dressed up like in a Walmart duck costume.
I'm sure if you look hard enough on the internet, you would find something of that quality.
no, they like. This is my problem with people who hate Howard the Duck. Is people say Howard the Duck is one of the worst movies of all time. It's really not. If you think Howard the Duck, Waterworld is way better than Howard the Duck. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I agree.
Like,
Waterworld's awesome.
Waterworld is
World made of water.
Waterworld is an okay movie that was severely ravaged by critics for no reason. It's not good, but it's not terrible. Howard the Duck is terrible.
Based on smoking. It's amazing.
Yeah. Howard the Duck is it is a bad movie, but it is not the worst movie of all time.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that.
It is bad. It is really bad.
It's not that
You
bad.
went back and watched the
Pretty bad.
scene where,
I did.
where Lee Thompson tries to fuck Howard the Duck.
Okay.
And he's like having none of it in that entire scene. He's like, "We shouldn't do this. This is really weird. Why are we doing
so
this?"
awkward.
And she's
It's
like,
amazing.
I want your rocket duck dick." And it is so
No,
disturbing.
man. No. I
And
believe.
then, like people just and then the scientist and Tim Robbins just walk into her apartment for some reason. Like
Of
it's totally
course.
okay to walk into a lady's apartment in the mid '80s. Also, that movie is set in Cleveland.
It is.
Well,
Why? Yes, that movie is set in Cleveland. Why the fuck do you set any movie in Cleveland?
Because that's
Doesn't a
where.
lot of Howard the Duck
it
take
wasn't-
place in Cleveland?
Yeah, that's where the comic was. Like, that's just accurate.
I thought it was Detroit because like the city looked like shit all the time.
No, well,
That was
this was
every
before.
city through the '80s / early any big city through the '80s / early '90s looked like hell.
right, Detroit wasn't a shithole in the 80s because RoboCop was from Detroit.
Detroit was a shithole in the '80s. That's why RoboCop was there.
That's
What
why
do you
he
mean?
was made.
Yeah, RoboCop was built because Detroit was a crime-ridden shithole, and they needed a robot police officer to bring it to justice.
But it's still.
Detroit killed RoboCop so he could be reborn.
Detroit is still such a shithole that they made Motor City a show about future Detroit, which is such a shithole, they built New Detroit on top of it.
Yeah. If you don't think that's actually going to happen, you're mistaken.
If it's gonna happen in any city in America, it will either be Detroit or Baltimore.
See, I don't
Baltimore's
even hear
not
jokes about
nearly
that.
as bad as Detroit.
The Wire is set in Baltimore.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
Yeah.
not like the level where you need a robot police officer.
Yeah, but Detroit is awesome enough to build a statue of RoboCop in their city.
They were forced into that pretty much, weren't they?
The city of Detroit was forced into that by the citizens of Detroit. They were
Right.
like, we want a fucking RoboCop statue, give it to us.
It's
They're
more
like,
just
"Fine,
that
you
the city-
assholes.
it's just that the city of Detroit doesn't really have control of its populace as much as other cities.
But
I've heard some stories.
so Howard the Duck is a badass comic book character about a duck that a demon plucks from Duck World and takes to the Florida Everglades on accident. And he smokes cigars, he drinks, he womanizes. He's a fucking asshole.
He's Charlie Sheen in duck form.
He's Charlie Sheen. Holy shit,
go.
he's Charlie Sheen without the cocaine in duck form. Like, he's Charlie Sheen from 20 years ago. Well, maybe that's worse.
That's Charlie Sheen from 2 months ago.
Except the difference is he hasn't had 20 years of being Charlie Sheen to warp his mind.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but Howard the Duck is great. Howard the Duck shows up not all the time, but way more often than you would think in comic books. Like, one of my favorite bits is Howard the Duck showed up in Marvel Civil War. He tried to register under the Superhero Registration Act, to which the government said, "We don't like you. Like, we don't approve of your behavior. We don't like you. For all intents and purposes, you don't exist." To which Howard was like, "Fuck yes, no taxes, no parking tickets. This is beautiful." He also teams up with She-Hulk a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, like, he teams up with She-Hulk a lot. There was, in Fear Itself from 2011, he actually teams up with She-Hulk and 2 other heroes that I can't remember.
Well, she turned into like a comic relief character at some point there when she was a
She's
lawyer.
kind of always been the comic relief character, because she's always been, she sleeps with lots of dudes, and she's a lawyer, and she's green.
Yeah.
But yeah, Howard the Duck is great, and he shows up in apparently let's see, I was just looking at this. He showed up in recent, like, in all of the recent Marvel animated series that suck and replaced the good Marvel animated series. Like, he showed up in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Really?
The show, not the game, the show.
Oh.
He was in the Lego Marvel game.
He
was.
One of the bonus levels.
Yeah,
He shoots you with a rocket launcher.
Or there was just a code to get him too.
No, well, you play. There's a mission where you play as Howard the Duck to go. Don't you go yell at Marvel, the Marvel Studios to get Howard the Duck released on Blu-ray, or was that something else?
No, that was a video that Marvel put out on their website.
No.
But-
Lego Marvel Superheroes also has a villain in a side mission where he attacks the Marvel offices with Vulture in an attempt to get a new movie.
Right. Speaking of which, now that he's been in the Guardians of the Galaxy,
He is
Where do you
canon
think-
in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
do you think he'll show up again?
Yes.
Well, see, he won't get his own movie because no one will make another Howard the Duck movie ever.
I
Why
don't
not?
know.
Maybe in
Why
like
not?
50 years when it's been so long that everyone who worked
mean,
on and
Joss
saw Howard the Duck in the
Whedon.
theaters is dead. Maybe
Marvel
we'll get
has
another
this
Howard the Duck
amazing
movie.
track record going. They could probably convince someone to fund it.
They have a movie with a fucking talking, gun-trotting raccoon. They can
Who is
obviously
a
do this-
badass superhero? Howard the Duck is an asshole. Like, that is his character
True,
trait. He is.
Look how many movies Charlie Sheen has, and he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, but
And
Charlie.
See,
people
I
watch,
fire
people watch 2.5 Men, so obviously they connect with that character. So I think they could do it.
Except
Well,
Two
he's
and a Half
got
Men is
on-
still
Definitely
going,
will
and he
be
got kicked off that show.
I don't think he's gonna get his own movie, but I do think they might use him again because, like, Seth Green does the voice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like they wouldn't get somebody like as known as Seth Green to do that voice one line if they weren't gonna, like, do something.
I don't know where he would show up though. Like, what would you do?
Okay, so
No,
imagine.
listen.
Movie.
If you can get Sir Ben Kingsley to come back as the Mandarin for a Marvel short film, you can get Howard the Duck to have his own Marvel short film on the Guardians of the Galaxy Blu-ray or whatever. That's all I want, like a 5 or 10 minute short about Howard the Duck. Fuck yes.
No, man. No, it's got to be more than that.
It does. He
We're not-
deserves more.
He does, but we're not going to get that because of George Lucas and those terrible movie producers who decided
No.
that.
I mean-
hey, Howard the Duck is a badass dickbag who hates everyone. So let's.
You're
soften
describing
him. Let's
Deadpool. You were
They
trying
made
to
those-
describe Deadpool. Well, I guess he doesn't have a movie, so.
They made those Captain America movies in the 70s, and then they made another Captain America movie after that. It's not like you're burning just because of 1 or 2 bad movies.
Yeah, but
Starring Rip
they
Brown.
changed the character of Howard the Duck for the movie, which is why it sucks.
Right.
And a
Right,
lot of people
exactly.
remember that, though.
So
Yeah.
you'll have this have this Howard the Duck be the real Howard the Duck, and have
Which
him mention
was.
that in the trailer. Have him say like, "Oh, who was that guy? I don't even know what you're talking about."
Man, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy had Howard the Duck and Cosmo the Space Dog.
I didn't know that was an actual character. I had to look that
Yeah,
up.
he's a
later. I was like,
telepathic
"What?"
dog who technically runs nowhere. That place they went inside the Celestial said he's supposed to run that place. He is a telepathic space dog.
I honestly thought he was like a Hanna-Barbera character.
Cosmo? No.
Yeah, it just sounds like one. Cosmo, the space dog.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But yeah, like
Cosmo and Scooby-Doo solving mysteries.
that is the scene in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's the Collector sitting in his like ruined shop, and Cosmo comes up and like licks his face, and Howard's just sitting there with the martini and says, "Why do you let him lick you like that? It's disgusting." End scene.
He kind of goes like, "Ew, gross," doesn't he?
No, he says it's disgusting.
Oh,
He
okay.
says, "Why do you let him lick you like that? It's disgusting."
Okay,
All right.
so this is what you do. I figured it out. You make the digital short on the Guardians of the Galaxy DVD, right? You have him get in an escape pod and get to Earth somehow. And then for the rest of the Marvel movies, you have him as a background character.
He just shows up
Yeah,
and does.
right.
He just shows up to piss everyone off, and then he leaves.
Let's retire the Stan Lee cameos. Let's just have Howard the Duck cameos for the rest of the movie.
I am
I like-
100%
I like
okay
this.
with this.
Just, come on, Stanley. He has like what, 1-2 years left. I mean, let's just
Oh.
wait until he's gone.
Don't be like that.
Replace him with Howard the Duck. I can't think of anything more respectable than that.
I
Just
think it's what he would want.
it is. He
We can-
wants Howard.
If you want to say something not terrible about the movie, we can talk about the one good scene in it. When-
Sex.
The Howard
no,
the Duck movie?
not the duck sex, not the sex, not the duck boobs. None of that shit. When he almost murders that guy with the ice stabby thing.
That was intense. Watching
That was a
like,
really
as a
good
kid.
scene. Yeah, when he shoves one in between, like in the guy's hoop earring, and then goes to like stab him with the other one until he gets what he wants, and it's great. And I was like, "There's the Howard the Duck I know and love. Where the fuck have you been this entire movie? And where
No.
are you going to go?"
No more Mr. Nice Duck.
No more Mr. Nice Duck. He still knows Quack Fu at least.
Yeah. That's the stupidest name to ever
It
give.
is the
It's
stupidest
one thing
name to ever give it, but whatever.
It's like suddenly we're talking about a cartoon character. It's like,
He is a cartoon character. He's like the definition of a cartoon character,
true, I
even in
guess.
the comic books.
It's just trying to like explain him to someone, or Deadpool for that matter.
Well, Howard, the
If they
difference
like Duck
is
Fu, and it's like, oh,
Deadpool breaks the fourth wall as a joke, where Howard the Duck breaks the fourth wall and talks about existentialism and stuff. Like that's the joke. Is like it's an existentialist joke. Like that's what Howard the Duck is.
he could narrate the next Avengers film.
Oh my!
That would be great if he
kinda
was just
really
the
want
narrator throughout the whole movie, and then
As Howard the Duck narrating the Avengers.
at the very end of it, it's just him in an apartment having watched the whole bloody battle with Ultron from like a high up window.
Oh, side note. Speaking of narration, Christian, I watched Branded.
Yes!
That
What'd you think?
that movie's awful, but really interesting.
Right, though?
Yeah. Why does it take an hour to get to the part with the weird monsters?
I don't know. But once it gets to the part with the weird monsters, it just doesn't stop.
No, that movie's really weird.
Like the dude who just gets electrocuted.
Yes.
on the balcony.
He pulls an Obi-Wan Kenobi and he gets struck by lightning and he vanishes out of his clothes. You guys should go watch Branded. It's really fucking weird. It's not good at all, but it's worth watching.
My favorite scene is when he screams at the hamburger.
Yes.
He screams at a hamburger. Okay, now I have to.
He
I'm not gonna watch Mighty Ducks next. I'm gonna watch that.
You know how in Idiocracy when they go to Carl's Jr. and they have like the vending machines that give you Carl's Jr.'s. There's one of those in Branded. Like it's
Oh, wow.
it's like a food slot window, except it's shaped like it's shaped like a tray with a fry and a drink on it.
Wow.
Yeah, that movie's weird.
I need to see this.
It's better than Howard the Duck though.
Yeah.
Its effects aren't as good as Howard the Duck's, but it's a better movie.
Does it have tits?
No.
Woo!
It was only rated PG-13, whereas Howard the Duck was rated PG, so they were allowed to give you 2 pairs of duck boobs.
Did those duck boobs have nipples?
Yes, they did. I posted
I don't remember.
a conversation between my girlfriend and I that was, why do those ducks have nipples? Because this movie is terrible. It's rated R, right? No, it's PG. So duck boobs are okay. Duck nipples are okay, I guess.
That was before PG-13, right?
It was before PG-13.
Oh, okay. Then that makes sense.
But still,
Yeah.
why are there duck boobs in that movie? There was no reason for that. They did not.
Because
There's
It
every
added.
reason.
It added nothing to that movie and only made it weirder and more awkward in a bad way.
someone on the staff really had to get his aggression out, man.
See, what gets me though is that like they probably had to fight at some point to be like, hey man, I know we have boobs, but they're not real boobs, they're duck boobs, so give us the lower rating. Like, if you're gonna put duck boobs in, why not just go for the R? Why do you have to fight for PG?
Why don't you make him the raunchy duck he's supposed to be and go for the hard R instead of like, let's make it fun for kids and have giant monsters and crazy fights for no reason out of nowhere, full of rednecks and stereotypes left and right.
Well,
It's Tim Robbins before he was famous.
he does look like a Disney character, so I guess they were trying to capitalize on the children viewing it.
Well, there was like an ongoing lawsuit for like 10 years between Disney and Marvel because he was basically a parody of Donald Duck.
And Disney's solution was to like send Marvel like a design sheet that basically was Howard the Duck wearing pants, and like that was it. That's all they had to do was give him pants. So when he came back, he was wearing pants, and like he made fun of like the entire lawsuit in that comic.
Yeah, that's Howard the Duck was great.
He was like Deadpool before Deadpool. Whenever people like diss on him, I kind of explain it as that, and then they suddenly like, oh, I like Deadpool.
But see, they diss Howard the Duck because they only know the fucking terrible movie.
Exactly. So that's what I'm hoping the Guardians of the Galaxy thing kind of like does. It reintroduces them to like the Howard the Duck that doesn't suck.
No,
Just
because
kinda
I
like-
had to explain who Howard the Duck was to the entire group. I went to the movies with like 13 or 14, a lot of people, and besides Alex, who went with me,
Yes.
and my friend Anthony, no one knew who the fuck Howard the Duck was.
Which is probably for the best, because otherwise
Right.
they'd probably know him from the movie.
Yes. The first sign that George Lucas, without someone telling him to fucking stop it, is awful. Those effects were pretty great, though. That monster at the end, I really like.
It was a good move. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. You were defending it like as
I would
early
still
as
say-
yesterday.
Hey, I would still say that it's an alright movie.
No. I will not accept anything other than bad,
No.
but I will totally argue that it is not one of the worst movies of all time.
I think we can all agree that it's a movie and leave it at that.
It is a movie.
It is a movie. There we
It
go.
is a movie that time should probably forget.
But it won't because of Guardians.
It won't because of hipsters who like
It's a
it a lot.
Marvel movie too. Like it won't be forgotten for the same reason that weird Doctor Strange movie was never forgotten.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I
Yeah,
forgot
exactly.
about it.
But it's still around because jackoffs like me remember. I keep remembrance of the horrible 70s Marvel movies.
So this
Oh,
was our
man.
duck episode, our duck podcast.
We've peaked.
It's the greatest theme. No other podcast. You can't make a list of best duck themed podcasts.
No other pop culture podcast has ever done an episode all about ducks.
We should spin off and just talk about ducks 24/7.
We could barely
and bolts.
fill an hour.
I don't know, man. If you want to watch Duck Dynasty every week to keep up with the latest in duck happenings,
That has nothing to do with ducks. It's
It does,
about a bunch
baby.
of racist, dumbass rednecks who made
as
money
someone
on
who's
duck
watched
with
several episodes of the show for money at his old job, there are a surprising amount of ducks involved.
There actually is. I mean, the only time I've ever watched it is like in Walmart when they have all their TV displays just playing it nonstop with like their action figures and bobbleheads, and it's like they make duck accessories and there's a duck and
85% of the time they're getting shot, except for the theme song. But there are ducks involved.
but not good ducks. No
No.
cowards.
Not sentient ducks. They don't. That would make it a much better show, and probably not as popular.
I kind of want to see that show.
Oh man, you posted that on the Facebook page.
I did.
Dustin.
On the Duck Dynasty Christmas special,
Should have highlighted the line about Knuckles fisting Daisy.
I want people to discover it on their own. I don't want to hand
You
them.
want people to go like, why did Dustin post this screen cap? And we go, what the fuck?
Exactly. I don't want to hold their hand through life. They need to discover it on their own. The beauty of the internet.
Jesus Christ. I don't know what our topic. We will have a different topic next week.
what?
No more ducks?
No more ducks.
Let's make this an annual
All right.
thing.
All right, David. I'm gonna pitch it right now to you, right here.
Okay.
The Bobcat episode.
So we talk about Bobcat Goldthwait for 15 minutes and then we're
no,
done?
no. Helmed by a lengthy conversation about the forgotten Disney program, Bonkers.
I like
Everyone's
I
favorite
love
Disney cartoon.
Bonkers!
I like the Genesis game. It was like a bunch of
It-
mini games.
It is the shambling corpse of a Roger Rabbit TV show, which is
Yeah.
terribly depressing.
So much content there. We could even like go on a tangent about Marsupilami. It'll be great.
I like them as Super Lamy.
Still, you've pitched me maybe 15 minutes worth of content. Even if we also get Jared here, that with 5 people, that's maybe 15 minutes.
Well, maybe.
Well, I
can't-
mean, we could also talk about like the trucks that are bobcats for like construction
True, yeah.
workers.
Those aren't trucks. Those are
Caterpillars? No, that's a different animal.
those are caterpillars. Those are not bobcats.
That's an
I
insect,
can't-
David.
I can't find a Wikipedia page for list of fictional bobcats, but I do have I do have list of fictional big cats.
All right, there we go. Big cats.
We're
Close
not
enough.
we're not switching to a different animal. We will have something else. I hope to God we have something else.
10 minutes on Sonic's friend Blaze the cat.
And Big the cat.
Of course.
A
how could I
comprehensive episode of all of the different anthropomorphic animals Knuckles the Echidna has fisted on DeviantArt.
I will play through the Big the Cat levels of Sonic Adventure for a podcast.
I
It
will
will
play
be amazing.
Spyro A Hero's Tale for Hunter the Cheetah.
Yes. Those
I
levels
will
were
play
bad, if I remember correctly.
Cat.
I will do
Oh, that-
nothing because they aren't ducks.
You will just play whatever that fucking game was.
Cold Shadow.
You will just play Cold Shadow and say there were cats in it.
I think there might be. There might be a cat. I remember getting mauled by a cat. It may have been a duck cat, but still a cat.
Anyway, so brings an end to Duckcast. Woo.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So thank you everyone for listening. You can see more wonderful content like this on geekenstein.com.
Just like this, all the time.
Only the highest quality.
We should
Follow
really change
us.
the name to Duckenstein.
I like that.
You can follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Pretty much everything at Geekenstein Live. You can follow
Friend
me
feed.
at I don't know what friend feed is.
Bebo,
At Xanthus. Dustin, where are you?
Dustin Triplet at everything.com.
Christian,
Me?
Yes, you.
you're at me.
Oh.
Could it be? Then who?
I don't know what my at is, so just search my name on the internet.
Anyway, and
That's
Alex.
And Needler Fan Punch, which I obviously don't need to spell. So
Oh
just
right,
keep
my
going.
Twitter is at Burning Soup.
That's a much better one.
That is probably the best one out of all of us.
Even better than my name.
Yeah, even better than Dustin's name. But that's not that hard. It's just your name.
It is.
Anyway, so yes, check Geekenstein for lots of awesome content. Alex and I will be live streaming this weekend.
Okay.
I think other Alex and I are going to live stream some horror games before you come over to live stream normal people games.
Oh, okay.
I might live stream some Mount Your Friends just because I really like mounting people.
Because you like giant swinging dicks and cock for hands.
I do. It's like the way they swing. It's like it's just magic.
At some point in the near future, I will start posting my D&D podcast. I just have to clean up the audio a bit. But that story contains an adventure where we go down a cornhole and fight crabs.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, so we're doing a PlayStation 3 podcast next time?
Not giant monster crabs.
Giant enemy crabs.
Not giant
These are
enemy
recoil
crabs.
From massive damage.
These are just cornhole crabs.
Oh, okay. Did they exist in Chinese history?
No.
Okay. Neither did the other crabs.
They like to think they did, but they didn't. Anyway, yes, check the website, go watch the duck penis video, listen to March of the Sinister Ducks.
Check
because
the
what do duck-
Wikipedia page for Daisy Duck.
while you still can. What do ducks do at night in the park? Ducks, quack, 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 quack. Goodbye, everyone.
Quack. We need more